The last question I'm going to answer is, are there any things that I don't like about being at Real Broker? And if you're considering joining Real Broker, but you're on the fence about if it's the right decision for you or not, maybe you just have some questions that you want to get cleared up before you inquire about joining, today's videos for you. You're going to want to listen until the very end today, because today I'm going to answer some of the most commonly frequently recently asked questions that I've had by agents I get to chat with about joining Real Broker. I have conversations often with agents who are considering joining Real Broker, just have some questions and want to see if it's a good fit for them or not. By the way, if that's you, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to get either a Zoom call or a phone call on the schedule and just chat about it with you a little bit. But I have those calls often, and I was on a call the other day with a sweet agent across the country, and these are just a handful of the questions that came up that I feel like come up in most of the calls that I have. So no matter where you're at with your process, or maybe you're not even considering joining Real, you're just curious about what other real estate brokerages are like and have to offer, be sure to stay tuned until the end. You won't want to miss anything today. If this is your first video about Real Broker, it might not be the best video as your first video, because we're not going to really explain too much about what Real Broker is or how it works. So if this is your first video about Real, at the end of the video, don't forget to head over to my channel where I have an entire playlist called Real Brokerage Explained, where I will break down everything you need to know about Real Broker / why I myself joined. Everything you need to know is over on that playlist. I will also link it in the description. The very first question is, with the brokerage being cloud-based, not having a office to just walk on into and have your principal broker there in person, what do you do if you need help? If I need help with something like transaction, that type of thing, I will reach out to my principal broker and the helpline. I'm probably going to text my principal broker and then email the helpline at the same time. Obviously, you can text, call, or email your principal broker, and you can email or call the helpline. Anytime I've called the helpline, they answer. Sometimes they're busy, but usually they answer and they're able to help me within minutes. But a lot of times I will just send them an email and they'll also get back to me right away. The reason I mention this is because I know, what's going on here? I know the word helpline does not have a good feeling with it. I would have never thought to call a helpline for real estate help. That would never have been something I wanted to do, but I have been so pleasantly surprised by the Real Broker helpline. I don't have enough good things to say about them. They are killing it. And what I mean by that is they're happy to help. That's their job, but they're happy to do it. It's not like a normal helpline where they answer the phone and they don't want to talk to you. They're happy to help, and they actually can help. They always are able to deliver. I've never had a time I've reached out to them yet, not once, where they were not able to point me to the right direction or just completely answer my question or solve my problem for me. The helpline at Real Broker is magical. So contact the helpline. That's the first thing I will say. Anytime I email them with a question, with an issue, they are able to email me right back with a solution, and they make things really clear, easy to understand, easily explained. So if you have any issues, your principal broker, every single state at Real Broker has at least one principal broker. Many of them now have more than one principal broker. That is your point of contact if you have questions about anything regarding your contracts, your transactions, that type of thing. They should be happy to and willing to help. However, what I found is the helpline is just as helpful. My principal broker in Oregon is amazing, but I found that the helpline is just as willing and able to help as a principal broker. So contact your principal broker and contact your helpline both at the same time. Contact only one of them. It's up to you, but they are your resources and your point of contact, and they are there to help. On top of that, everybody who joins the company has a sponsor. Now, this is basically just, you've probably heard me talk about this before on this channel. Basically, your sponsor is just a person who you, the first person you heard about Real from, whoever you sign up for the company under. Basically, when you name someone as your sponsor on your independent contractor agreement when you're joining Real, they then have a vested interest in your success at the company. It is now their job to be there for you whenever you need it. I know many of the agents that we sponsor, we don't really hear from at all. And then some of them contact me often with questions, which I love, and I'm seriously always happy to help. So it's really up to you how hands-on or hands-off you want your sponsor to be. But your sponsor is there to answer any questions that you have, not like state-related contract type questions. That's what your principal broker and the helpline is for. But your sponsor is there whether you need some extra accountability, or if you just want to run a marketing idea by them, you need some help with your, getting clients, like whatever that looks like, your sponsor is very willing and able to help you. By the way, if you're considering joining Real and you don't have a sponsor, I would love to sponsor you. If you're like, I'm ready to sign up right now, you can use my link below in the description. And then when you're filling out the ICA, the independent contractor agreement, just put my name, Mariah Crawford. Then you will officially have me as your sponsor, and I will then have a vested interest in your success at the company. Or you can call me first. I'd love to chat with you. The next recently asked question is, what does a personal transaction look like at Real Broker? This is something I really haven't actually talked about on my channel, which I'm surprised because I have talked so much about Real Broker, but this is a benefit of being at Real Broker that I personally love, is that you get to have up to 3 personal transactions a year, a anniversary year. So each agent gets up to 3 personal transactions a anniversary year being with Real Broker. And let me talk about what that means. A personal transaction means any transaction or deal where the agent's spouse, a business entity or like trust situation that the agent has any sort of ownership in, when it's their personal property, their transaction, that is a personal transaction at Real Broker. For example, my husband and I have a rental property right now on the market that would be considered one of the 3 personal transactions we're allowed to have at Real Broker. We will eventually this year, hopefully this year, if not the beginning of next year, be purchasing another like primary residence for us, our next house to live in. That will also count as a personal transaction at Real Broker. Agents only pay a $250 transaction fee instead of a 15% split to Real, if that makes sense, for every personal deal up to 3 a year. There may be other brokerages out there that offer this. I know for sure my last brick and mortar brokerage didn't, but I think that if you're like me and you just like to move every couple years, you want to sell your house and buy another one, or you are also like me and you really hope to accumulate more like rental, short-term, long-term, maybe just different investment properties, and you're into that, then this is a really, really positive thing. My next frequently/recently asked question about joining Real Broker is, do I need to wait until my current listings sell / until my current escrows close before I join Real Broker? Okay. This can look a couple different ways. There are a couple different ways you could do this. It could be different state by state, but I'm pretty sure across the board, there's a couple ways it could look. You can either choose to move your current listings over to Real Broker, or you can keep them at your previous brokerage, finish them out there, but still switch over. If that makes sense, you don't have to like wait until they sell to join Real Broker. So what my husband and I did when we joined Real Broker, we left any of our current listings that were on the market, didn't have any offers yet, they're just sitting there on the market. We left those listings with our previous brick and mortar brokerage. When we did this, when you choose that option, when you switch brokerages, that you will, if you choose to leave your listings at your previous brokerage, for example, then your commission split will be whatever it would have been at your old brokerage. Okay, you're not getting the new commission split yet on those transactions. Also, when we did this might look different brokerage to brokerage. When we did this though, our principal broker at our previous brokerage handled the listings. She called our clients and said, hey, I'm the principal broker here. This is the situation. I'm going to be handling these from now on. So she handled them. We got paid the same as we would. We actually paid a referral fee to the brokerage though for them. So I'm pretty sure that's the part that might be different brokerage to brokerage. I don't think there's like a straight like state rule about that. I think every brokerage handles it differently. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But how it worked for us is we paid a referral fee to our brokerage, and she handled the listings. So we didn't really have to do any work, but we still got paid basically almost the same as if we would have just continued to work them ourselves. Now, we could have brought them over to Real Broker if that's what you want to do. The benefits to doing that are you're going to get closer to, you're going to reach your cap sooner, because when we left our listings that we had when we started at Real Broker, we left our listings at our previous brokerage. So that meant that those listings didn't count towards our cap at Real Broker when they closed, if that makes sense. So the benefit of moving your listings to Real Broker is that those are going to count towards your cap. You're going to reach your cap sooner, and you're going to be on that probably much more desirable commission split than you're at your old brokerage, because at Real Broker, it is a 85-15 split until you cap. Then once you cap, it's 100%. That was a little hard for me to explain. I don't know why. I feel like I was all over the place. I hope that made sense. If you want more clarification, let me know. I'm happy to hop on the phone and talk with anyone about that or anything else in this video. The last question I'm going to answer is, are there any things that I don't like about being at Real Broker? And I have a difficult time answering this because part of me, I don't want to answer it and just say, no, there's been nothing I don't like, because I don't want you guys to think I'm being dishonest or just trying to like win you over to the company and convince you to join, because that's not my heart at all. But truthfully, it might just be because I'm a really positive person and I really do naturally put a positive spin on things. It's just part of I don't know if it's part of like the Enneagram 7 in me or what, but that's really how I am. But I have had a very good experience. I'm sorry if that hasn't been your experience with Real Broker, but I have just had such a positive experience that like I'm literally trying in my brain right now to think, is there anything I don't love? Is there anything I don't love? I haven't been to Rise, the conference yet, and I don't love that because I want to go. I want to get to meet like any of the agents. Like I feel like now that I've been with Real, there's so many agents that I get to chat with over Zoom, some on a pretty somewhat consistent basis, and I love it so much, and I love getting to chat with you guys and know you guys over Zoom and like text and voice text and all of that. And I just want to see you in person. Like, it's so weird knowing that you have a relationship with other agents in other parts of the country and you feel like you know them because you like talk to them, but like you've never actually seen them in person. So I guess I don't love that. I love that I get to talk to all of you, but I want to see everybody in person. So that's my only downside. But I hopefully will someday. So I haven't been to the conference. I don't know if I'll be back in the US for that when it's in October. I don't know if I'll be back yet. Maybe I'll go. If not, hopefully next year. But that's the only downside I can think of, is that there's so many agents I get to talk to, which I love doing, but I don't like that I haven't actually been able to see as many of them face to face. Yes, there's some agents that are that I do sponsor at this company that are in my market here in Oregon that I have gotten to meet face to face, which I am very thankful for and I love. And if you're in that situation, if you're in Oregon and I'm here, I'd love to meet with you in person. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm kind of rambling at this point, but anywho, thanks for watching. If you're considering joining Real, shoot me an email and I'd love to chat with you. Also, if you have any video suggestions, real estate related questions, send them my way. I'd love to cover them in a future video. If you grab value from this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll see you next time.